If you're low elo and struggling with aim, this video is for you. I'm top 500 on Aimlabs and an immortal 3 top 1000 on Valorant, and here are my tips to help you succeed. You're not going to get insane at Valorant or aiming from nothing. When you see pro players like Tens or Aspas, you think you can get there fast from this video, then you're wrong. Those players are where they're at now because the thousands of hours they've put in the game. But by watching this video, we can help at least accelerate the process of getting better. Now let's start with the first hard truth of this video. Number 1, you are moving while you're shooting. Now what I want you to do is open up settings, go to video, stats, scroll all the way to the bottom, and you'll see shooting error. Put that to the graph only. When you enable this setting, all blue lines in the graph are inaccurate shots, where you're moving and shooting at the same time, and all yellow lines are accurate shots. This graph is helpful as it tells you when your mechanics are failing you. Number 2, your crosshair isn't in the right place. You're aiming at the floor, at the wall, or 2 feet off from where the enemy is going to peek. Good aim starts before the fight. With solid crosshair placement, if your crosshair is already at head level, already aimed at the corner someone's about to swing from, you barely need to move your mouse. It turns a hard flick into a tiny adjustment. Now if you ask me, I think crosshair placement is 70% of all aim in Valorant. If you watch players like you'll see that their crosshair is always aligned to where they expect the enemy to be. By doing this, you minimize how much work you have to put into your aim to make the kill. For crosshair placement, you want to keep your crosshair head level. Valorant is designed in a way that there is multiple ways of being able to see where your crosshair is and how close it is to head level. For example, the green boxes that are on most maps are the perfect replica of the height of an enemy, so it can be used to make sure your crosshair is always in the right level. You don't want your crosshair to be hugging the wall. Always make sure there is a gap between the wall and your crosshair to allow for reaction time, or you'll end up having to do more of an adjustment than needed. Number 3, you panic. In tense situations, specifically competitive, you're under pressure and tense, so when you do end up in a fight, your mechanics aren't anything like what you practiced. Aim isn't just purely in your hands, it's also in your head. So how do you actually fix these problems? I'm going to give you a simple 2-part routine that you can do every day in about 20 to 30 minutes. I'll help you build your fundamentals and leave you looking better in competitive. For your first routine, you want to go into the range, spawn the bots, but make sure they're not moving. Practice shooting a burst of 2 to 3 bullets while moving and making sure you fully stop before shooting again. Doing this for around 10 minutes will help build that habit into your natural gameplay. While doing this, the graph that we set up earlier will help you track whether your movements are inaccurate or accurate. Remember, the blue line says they're inaccurate, the yellow means you're all good. For your second routine, I want you to head into deathmatch. I'm making sure to set your crosshair at head level with an appropriate gap to the wall. Every time you die, remind yourself to reset your crosshair to head level. Eventually this will become second nature to you. I believe, personally, that the best way to improve crosshair placement is actually taking duels in maps you'll be playing on in competitive. And for this, the deathmatch works perfectly. Fight in different parts of the map, see what you can use to adjust your crosshair to head level, because the more you fight, the better your crosshair will be in general and on that map. To be honest, there isn't a quick fix to not panicking in Valorant. The more duels you take, the more situations you find yourself in, will eventually make you less and less panicked, and in turn will make your mechanics more reliable in those situations. If you're panicking in gunfights, try taking deep breaths before each round to mentally prepare your brain for the situations you'll be in. Another key mistake I see low elo players making is not being consistent with your settings, and I get it. You watch top pros like Tens, Aspas or Fluorescent and see them hitting insane shots, so you copy their settings and hope you can shoot like that too. But you can't. Stick with the settings you have. There isn't one sensitivity for everyone. What works for them might not be the fit for you. Stick with what you feel comfortable with and you'll be fine. Aim is a 50-50 split between mentality and actual ability. Even pros like Tens or Aspas will have bad days when they don't have confidence in themselves. Self-doubt is a killer to aim. You are what you believe yourself to be. If you think you cannot aim, then you simply won't. Get out of this negative mindset. Say out loud positive thoughts and keep your mentality. The difference between pros and immortal/radiants is, in the end, mentality. After each death, instead of blaming your teammates or getting mad, ask yourself what you could have done better. Is there an ability you could have used? Or could you have swung with your teammates better? There is always a mistake to improve upon. Another key part of improving your aim and being consistent is being consistent in the real world. If you are getting poor sleep, then your aim and mentality will suffer for it. You might whiff shots that are otherwise easy for you, or autopilot and die because your crosshair placement is off. Being consistent in real life by making sure that you have the right amount of sleep, food, and hydration is just as important as in the game training. And that's it from me, guys. If you follow these steps and keep your mentality and keep your consistency, then the consistency in your aim and improvement will show, and eventually you'll rise the ranks. But aim isn't everything when it comes to ranking up, so be on the lookout for other videos that I'm going to post. Take it easy, guys.